pushed my son off a cliff on purpose. We were standing at the overlook on the hiking trail when I shoved my oldest son as hard as I could and watched him go over the edge. He hit the ledge 20 feet below with a sound I will never forget, and his screams echoed off the rocks. My wife came running around the bend. "What happened?" she yelled. Before I could say anything, another hiker grabbed my arm and spun me around. "He pushed him," the man said with his phone already out. "I saw the whole thing. He pushed that boy right off the cliff." My wife looked at me with horror in her eyes and ran to find a way down to where our son was still screaming. My younger son just stood there by the railing, shaking and not saying a word. My wife grabbed me by the shirt when she made it back up to the trail. "What did you do?" she screamed in my face. "What the hell did you do to him?" I tried to tell her I could explain, but she slapped me so hard my vision went white. "How can you possibly explain throwing your 12-year-old son off a cliff?" she screamed. Other hikers surrounded me and one of them pinned my arms behind my back. "Don't let him near the other kid," someone yelled, pointing at my younger son. "He might try to push him too." I tried to tell them they didn't understand, but someone told me to shut my mouth. Park rangers arrived first and then police. I watched them strap my oldest to a stretcher while he screamed that I tried to kill him. "I didn't do anything," he kept yelling. "He pushed me off for no reason." My wife rode in the helicopter with him while the police put me in handcuffs. At the station, a detective sat me down and told me I was looking at attempted murder charges. 20 feet is enough to kill someone, he said. "You're lucky that ledge was there." My lawyer showed up 2 hours later and told me this was the worst case he had ever seen. "Multiple witnesses watched you push your own child off a cliff," he said. "Every single one of them gave a statement. Your son is in surgery right now with a shattered femur, and he's telling everyone you tried to kill him." I told him I needed to explain what really happened, and he laughed bitterly. "I've been doing this for 20 years, he said. "There is nothing you can say that will justify pushing a child off a cliff." I asked him if he wanted to know the reason why I was the only one watching my older son so closely on the trail. He rested his chin on his hand. "Go ahead, waste my time." I told him about the accidents that kept happening to my younger son over the years, including the burns and the bruises that nobody could ever explain. I told him about the time my youngest almost drowned in the bathtub while his brother was supposed to be watching him, and how my oldest just shrugged and said he turned away for a second. "Everyone thinks he's perfect," I said. "He knows exactly how to smile and say the right things when adults are watching, but I've seen the other side of him, and it terrifies me." My lawyer was quiet now, actually listening. I told him I had been watching my older son's hands the entire hike because I didn't trust him alone with his brother anywhere near a cliff edge. "And that's when I saw him pick up a rock," I said. My lawyer leaned forward. He was standing right behind his little brother at the edge of that overlook, and he raised it over his head like he was about to bring it down on his skull and shove him over. My lawyer's face went pale. He was going to kill him and tell everyone it was an accident. I had half a second to make a choice, so I shoved him onto the ledge I knew was 20 feet below instead of watching him cave in his brother's head. My younger son told the police everything when they interviewed him alone. He confirmed what he saw on that cliff, and he told them about the years of abuse he had been too scared to report. My oldest is in a psychiatric facility now.